What's up everyone, welcome back to Beyond ARTV. My name is John and I have a vinyl update quite literally on my hands today. Oh my god, these are heavy. Well, I got 15 brand new LPs. We're gonna go through them all and I want to know, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like it when I just hold them up and try to kind of show them here? Or do you like what I've been doing these past couple of times where I show the close-ups of the records while I am talking about them? Please drop a comment, let me know your opinion on it. Your opinion counts, unlike some channels. I actually read the comments, at least most of the time. Some of the videos I just can't. But anyways, these are the positive ones. These are the easy ones. These are record reviews and unboxings and that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoy this vinyl collection update today. I will show you in detail everything that I got. I got some cool ones this time. Drop a like on the video and let's just get right into it. Up first, I finally have a copy of Florence and the Machine's 2015 album, How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful. I've been wanting to pick this one up for quite some time now, but it was just so expensive and I felt like it was overpriced for it being an 11-song LP. I never saw it under $30. Most of the time it was like $29.99, and finally I found it at my record store. It was in the clearance bin and I got it for 20 bucks. I'm so stoked to pick this up because this was more of a rock direction for Florence and the Machine than their previous efforts at least, and as you guys probably know from watching my last vinyl update, I recently picked up Ceremonials. So yeah, I've been on a little bit of a kick here and there with this band. I'm thinking maybe a top 10 is in the works. Up next we have Gerard Way with his debut solo effort. Gerard Way is of My Chemical Romance, of course. I don't know why I'm telling you that. You know that. It's called Hesitant Alien, and it has some alternate artwork on the vinyl copy. As you probably know, the original album cover had just Gerard Way with his red hair, and this one is some of his cartoon artwork. And Gerard Way being a comic book artist, this totally makes sense. I am hoping for new music from him. This was a gift that I got from my mom for Christmas. It's on standard black vinyl, and I've spun it a couple of times. It's really good quality stuff. It sounds good. Some crackles in there, so I love the way this one sounds on the turntable. Oh, did somebody say Christmas? Because I've got a copy of Let It Snow Baby, Let It Rain Dear by Relient K. I actually said in an episode of SOS where I talked about my favorite Christmas albums that maybe this would be the year that I finally picked up a copy of this album on vinyl. And what do you know? I did it. And it's on green and red vinyl. It's the copy that I'd been wanting, and I'm glad that I finally picked it up. It's something that's perfect for the holiday season, and it can even be perfect if you want to have a Christmas in July or something like that. I'm not going to say that I'm listening to it right now, but next year this is going to come in handy. A lot of the records that you're going to see today are Christmas and birthday gifts. My birthday is about a week before Christmas, and this was a birthday gift from my girlfriend Hannah. She got me this and several of the other records that I'm sure you'll see here in just a minute, but this is Queens of the Stone Age with their album Villains. This is a fantastic release that saw the band in a bit of a different direction, a little bit more like dance rock thanks to Mark Ronson's production, and I think the results were mostly great. It was one of my favorite albums of last year, and I am stoked to finally own a vinyl copy of it. Talk about a band that grew on me. This is Turnover with their album Good Nature. This is much more of an upbeat album overall versus Peripheral Vision and some of their earlier works, but I like it. It puts me in a good mood. It sounds kind of lo-fi in a way that the vocals come across, but I think that it sounds great, especially on vinyl. I'm glad that I finally picked it up. This I got off of Amazon because they had an exclusive red colored of it, and I like it. I don't think it's maybe the best variant out there, but at the same time, it gets the job done. It was cheap, and I am stoked to finally own this album. Turntable Lab gave a repressing to Avril Lavigne's debut album, Let Go, and if you follow my channel, you probably know that I am a pretty big fan of Avril in general, and definitely this album. This was one of my first ever pop rock albums that I owned on CD back in the day, and I still connect with many of the songs on it. This comes on white vinyl, and it is a very high quality pressing. I think that's why it was a little bit more expensive than most pressings. This was a gift once again. This one was either for my birthday or Christmas, since they're so close together I can't even keep it straight in my head, but I really am happy to have this. It has a glossy cover on it, and I like the way that it feels, and obviously I still connect and love the songs on here. I think you guys are going to be stoked to see these next two that I've picked up. They're by the same band here. They're from the UK. They are the Arctic Monkeys, and here we have the debut album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not. This came out in 2005, and my first exposure to this band was listening to them on Fuse because of their massive hit single went #1 in the UK, I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. This is rough around the edges, and I love the production on here. It just comes across very genuine in a way, and I like what was going on here. Mike Crossey produced this one, and I think that he really helped take their sound to something where they actually stood out. They could have fallen into generic territory, but they didn't. And this and the other album that I picked up by the Arctic Monkeys are both on standard black vinyl. I also got Humbug, and I couldn't believe how cheap this was on Amazon. It was on sale for like $11.99, and I screamed when I saw it, and I was like, ah, okay. Time to buy right now. This album's fantastic. If you haven't seen my review of it yet, it's probably up by the time I'm putting out this video, and if it's not up on the main channel ARTV, then it's coming out very, very soon. This album is criminally underrated. It was produced, at least in part, by Josh Homme alongside James Ford, and they both killed it here. A darker, more ominous vibe. I love everything that they get into, and this one sounds great on vinyl. Next, we have Kacey Musgraves, adding this to my collection alongside her album Pageant Material. Her new album is coming very, very soon. I'm excited for that. But this here is Same Trailer, Different Park. This is looked at as her breakthrough, and I feel like it's her best album. There's so many great songs on here. This comes on black vinyl, and I love tracks from Step Off, which is a great anthem-style track. Love the guitar on that, to even some of the more serious topics covered like Merry-Go-Round, and even I Miss You. Dandelion probably being my overall favorite on this record. I cannot recommend it enough, especially if you're not really into a lot of country music. She is breaking norms here. She's not just playing to the stereotypical dumb country stuff. This is something more. This was such a great present. Next, I got Gorillaz, Humans. This is their album that came out in 2017, and while a lot of fans didn't like it, I absolutely fell for this album, and I love the fact that it has all of the animated members of the band on the picture disc edition of this album. This is a record that blended more of a hip-hop and electronic style, and it had a lot of featured guests on it. But honestly, I felt like it did have a power and direction, and I love the way that it turned out, and I am glad that I got this on vinyl. This is actually the only Gorillaz album that I've actually liked pretty much through and through. I mean, there's a few songs that I definitely don't like all that much, but it's the most consistently I've ever liked a Gorillaz release, which is weird, I know. Over the past year or so, I've really been getting into this next band, and I am excited to have a couple of vinyl albums to show you guys here today. Up first, I have A Moon-Shaped Pool on white vinyl by Radiohead. This was another gift. My girlfriend and her mom picked this one up for me, and I was so excited. I didn't know that it was going to be on white vinyl, and that makes it even cooler. It really fits with the aesthetic of this record in general, and on vinyl, it's just like another level, especially if you have a few puffs of Mr. Puff the Magic Dragon before you listen to this thing. Holy shit, it's ethereal. This album is fantastic. This is the album that won me over to getting into Radiohead, so I'm eternally grateful. And if you're looking for a starting place, if you've never heard this record, please try out Dex Dark. I love it. Ooh, this one's significantly heavier, but we've got a 3-disc edition of OK Computer, OK Not OK, the 20th anniversary edition that came out in 2017. I scored this for a decent price off of Discogs, and I'm so stoked that I picked this up. This is a release that means a lot to me because it was a turning point for me getting more into Radiohead. When I reviewed A Moon-Shaped Pool in 2016, that was like the only full-length experience I had with the band. But going back into their catalog, this is the album that made me realize that they had been immensely talented for all these years, and for some reason, it just hadn't clicked with me before. But this album, it made me click. It made me get into it, and it comes on this beautiful blue pressing. I think it suits it really well, and I'm so stoked and happy to have this in my collection. Radiohead are doing great things to this day, and they have been for over 2 decades. I picked up the latest Mute Math album at a clearance bin at my local record store. I am happy to own this now, and I had been meaning to pick this up. I wanted to get the orange copy, but I decided, you know what, I'm okay with the black. Even though it would look cool on orange, I think that it sounds really good on the black edition. It is a good high quality. I think it's a 180 gram pressing that this is on, and the vinyl is such good quality. It sounds really, really rich when you play it on. If you've got speakers with your record player and you've got this album, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't and you're looking to pick this up, I would definitely recommend picking it up on black. Only 2 more records left at this point, and the first of those is MGMT's Little Dark Age. One thing I will complain about real quick is the fact that everywhere I looked, this album was way expensive. It's a 10-song LP, and for only having 10 songs, the cheapest price I could find was $26.99, and I don't know if that's Columbia Records or what it is. I'm sure it's the record label. It just felt overpriced. Even though this is pressed on 180 gram really good quality vinyl, still a little bit pricey for me. But the fact that I loved this album so much, I obviously had to own a copy of it. I've got a CD copy as well. If you guys do want to see a CD update soon, please let me know. Finally, we get to the end of the vinyl update today. It's last but certainly not least. It's Always Ascending by Franz, Ferdinand. This is the band's latest album, and it definitely continues the trend of disco and dance rock, but I really like the fact that sometimes when bands just stick to their guns and add some new things and don't tweak it all that much, it works really well, and Alex, the lead singer, sounds fantastic on this project. This is a limited edition. I got it off their web store. I pre-ordered the album, and I loved the original lead single, so I just went ahead and said, fuck it. I'm gonna pre-order this, and I'm so glad that I did. I got it on the blue marbled edition, and I will say it looks a little bit more like white than it does blue in a way, but I like the fact that it also came with a signed poster, and I like that. I have to get it up on my wall soon. That's it for this vinyl update, guys. Please hit the like button. Help me get this video to 500 likes. I know the vinyl videos aren't going to be my most popular ones, but I like doing these update videos, and I think that there's a good core of my audience that enjoys it as well. But if you know somebody that's a vinyl freak, into collecting, anything like that, be sure to share this video and my channel with them and say, hey, John does vinyl updates every few months and CD updates from time to time as well. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you're new, and here's the outro. Support me on Patreon at this annotation over in the corner of your screen there. Watch the last vinyl update video right over here, or see another recent video I made for Beyond ARTV right over here. If you would like to connect with me on social media, as sometimes I do post my records on Instagram and Twitter and that sort of thing, then click the links in the description down below. Other than that, I'll see you soon on Beyond ARTV.